removing some myths, busting some myths, and sharing some facts in front of you to assess what a good cryptocurrency should be and what it is not. If in the given metrics it doesn't fall, so that means that it is not a perfect cryptocurrency and you should not go and follow it. I'm not saying again to trade in it. Since we are talking about blockchain, so here's the trail of discussion I have in front of you. I'll be speaking in the first block about the removing the fog around cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Both I've been in trading business for the last 20 years, taught many subjects, but this is one of the subjects I think people have a lot of misconceptions about. A lot of myths needs to be busted in this area, which is called cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So that's something very importantly I will try to achieve today, that removes some of the fog around these concepts, bring terminologies to the light. Second block, we will be sharing about now value of cryptocurrencies and blockchain for different reasons. And those reasons I'll be bringing with some use cases in those slides. Lastly, we will be discussing how to assess if the cryptocurrency has value or no value. So this is how we will be moving our blockchain forward. First block, removing fog around cryptocurrencies and blockchain. This is the first image when you think about cryptocurrencies. And it's not just us, it's 99% of the people. When they think of cryptocurrencies, the first image comes to their mind is trading of those cryptocurrencies. Values of Bitcoin going up, down, graphs. He got rich, he got poor, he got been ripped off, and he got been millionaire or got a new Ferrari, etc. This is a normal image. In fact, there are two sides of the coin named as cryptocurrencies. One, of course, is the trading, and second is very importantly the business side of that cryptocurrency, the business model, right? And that, again, 99% of the people forgot to explore. All they go into the coin market cap is and see what is the current rate of that, what was last week, what is going to be next week. They ask about this. They don't assess what's behind, what's the business model behind that cryptocurrency. That's what we need to assess. Even if you want to go and invest in it, then you need to see, you will not invest in Tesla without going through what is the technology, what are the trends, who is the team behind, and that's the same thing you'll have to do. Assess the business model, assess the utility of that cryptocurrencies. Only then it will be going to last for some time. Otherwise it will fade out. Just like Dubai coin was mentioned today, it was created 4 years back, right? In last week there was a bit of a manipulation, but it couldn't last because there is no utility behind. So it is again dead. Now, the next point is blockchain. These are again very, very important things to understand. People generally use them as synonyms, cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And there is a requirement to understand there's a big difference between the two, and I'll explain that. Again, when you think of a blockchain, the first thing most of the people perceive is Bitcoin. When they think of a cryptocurrencies, they think of the trading side. When they think of a blockchain, they think of Bitcoin. And of course, then they again take it to the next level, which is the trading side. And they, again, as I'm saying, I'm pro cryptocurrency, but I'm not going to say pro trading, right? I'm pro utility of those cryptocurrencies. Every one of them, most of them who have the proper utility, they are serious business. They are future. And that's what I'm trying to bring forward to you. The business side of those cryptocurrencies, right? Now, this is something that we perceive of blockchain. Actually, it's a technology. Just like AI, just like IoT, just like the operating systems you are all using in your mobile phones, in your desktops, in your laptops. It's a technology. What it does basically, I'll give you the analogy with the two close resemblance. Internet is used for what? To run applications, right? So it's a protocol layer, it's a platform, foundation. On top of that, you run your applications. This is a one role of blockchain. It allows, some of the blockchains allow running the applications on top of it. DeFi applications, we've been hearing about them, NFTs, etc., etc. Business applications. Now, this is one application of blockchain. Second one is store of data, immutable. We'll again not go into the details of what are the values of blockchain. We just need to understand what it does. It does two things. One, it is a foundation layer for running application. Second, it is a database, digital database, decentralized, distributed, XYZ. Those are the details of technology. Let's not go into that. But still, we need to visualize what blockchain is, and this is what blockchain is. In some cases, it's a layer to run the application. In some cases, it is store of data, and that data can be transactions. A Bitcoin going from him to her. Right? Similarly, all of the business transactions can be stored on blockchain as well. It's not just always cryptocurrencies, trading part will be stored on blockchain. There will be lot other transactions between machine to machine, like IoT devices. So much you can do with this blockchain layer. Moving forward, this is something I want to give you a visualization. On the base is always of internet. Like no blockchain, most of the blockchain applications cannot run without the internet layer. So the foundation layer will be the internet layer. Then there will be a protocol layer. It could be again many of the existing blockchains. Could be BSV, could be Cardano, could be Ethereum, very popular one, the most popular one for the like a protocol layer. EOS, XYZ. Next could be a service layer, the one which is connecting the protocol layer with the application layer. Not going to the details. Above you will see that there is an application which generally you are interacting with your mobile phone or with your web application, desktop or like laptop. So this is how it works. So internet layer is the foundation, and next layer is on top of internet layer is the protocol layer of blockchain. So that's how you can visualize how the blockchain applications are generally work. Next block, and now we see what is the value. Where are the values of cryptocurrencies and blockchain? And I'm not going to segregate them much because again, one is not complete without the other. Blockchain is equally important as cryptocurrencies are. Now, every technology has some primary value. AI has a primary value, which is to bring efficiency to human work. We cannot compute quickly, we cannot do so much things quickly, efficiently. AI helps us in that. IoT has its own benefits, primary value. Blockchain has its own primary value, and that is to bring trust. Trust to where? Trust for record keeping, trust for financial systems, including currencies, transactions, trust to workflow integrity, trust to issued credentials, passports, IDs, vehicle registrations. All these require trust. And last but not the least, trust to every digitization. This is a technology that helps bringing trust to internet, its applications, or any form of digitization. So it has its intrinsic value. So that's what the basic are primary reasons why we use blockchain. And cryptocurrencies are valuable because they are trusted. They have a layer of blockchain underneath. Now, why we need this trust layer? Because everything evolves. We have seen cars being evolving. We have seen mobile phones being evolving. We have seen every bit of thing evolving. Why not money? Right? This is how the journey of money has been, from the barter to the first minted coin to the first issued paper money and to the first ATM or like credit card, and finally to the Bitcoin. It's a natural evolution. And since it is happening through a technology, so it's more like a rapid acceleration for that evolution. And things will not stick to this part. They will continue evolving. 5 years, 15 years from now, we will be probably talking about another technology bringing another major breakthrough in the money. Right? So moving forward, there are some comparisons between fiat money and cryptocurrencies, and that again demonstrate the need of evolution in currencies or money. Everything is going digital, so money also is getting digital. There were some forms of digital money before Bitcoin, but they were having some intrinsic issues, challenges, limitations. Bitcoin is fulfilling them, right? And of course, the other cryptocurrencies are also doing that. If we can go back, it's 3-4 slides. Yes, yeah, thank you. So there are other, again, major differences between fiat currencies and the cryptocurrencies, not just the technology part, not just the trust part. Other things are also involved in these differentiations. Now, we are and we will be in the world of multiple currencies. When I was young, we were used to see only one type of currency, that was national currencies. Whether on paper, whether within our debit card, credit card, but they were issued by the central banks, or the national governments, federal governments, right? Dollars, euros, pounds, rupees, dirhams. With Bitcoin, we moved to the new type of currency, and which is now peer-to-peer currencies. And it's not the only one, there are others as well. 9,000, sometimes people say, okay, the working one, or maybe 90, but still, there are plenty of them now. So we are living in the world of peer-to-peer currencies. We are again going to take another leap forward, which will be a corporate currencies. Facebook is trying for last year and a half. You call it cryptocurrencies or not, still we will be in that form of currency. So again, I am not going to justify any cryptocurrency here, or I'm not going to justify any campaign here. So it's just about educating you that things are changing in the currency scene. And we are going to see now, next phase, the currencies for corporate reasons, for utilities. Like if you go to the Binance, you have to, you can use their issued cryptocurrencies, right? Similarly, every major blockchain project are coming up with their own currency. Amazon, conventional business, some other are also looking to bring up their own corporate currency, and they will probably issuing some HR compensations in future in those currencies. So this is the world we are heading towards. CBDC is also an important point. I think the biggest challenge to all of the cryptocurrencies will be the peer-to-peer cryptocurrencies or decentralized cryptocurrencies will be CBDCs. And what are CBDCs? Central bank digital currencies, issued again by the central banks or the governments. Again, no campaign. Are they good? Will they be good or will they be not good? I'm just giving you a visualization where we are heading towards. They are becoming part of our life in coming days or coming years. So we have to be ready for that. Digital yuan, digital euro, perhaps dollar XYZ, still like not there yet, but they are in the research phase, and we are expecting them to be challenging the decentralized cryptocurrencies. Now, these are the major benefits of the cryptocurrencies if we want to highlight why there is a progression towards cryptocurrencies in last few years. It is helping, now the whole world wants connectivity, and cryptocurrencies is all about connecting the dots of that ecosystem. Doing multiple things, exchange of value, store of value. Normally currencies are doing one aspect of thing, here we can do multiple. Then enhancing user experience, again, lot more trust you can have on these cryptocurrencies because of their intrinsic fundamentals. And third one is very important one. It is bringing new revenue streams. Just like internet brought sharing economy like Uber, it brought social networking life cycle like LinkedIn and like Facebook. So those were the advents of internet. Now with the advent of cryptocurrencies, we are going to see new business models, new revenue streams, new lifestyle changes. Okay, not visible now because of the lack of adoption, lack of other issues, but we are moving in that phase. So in coming time, you will be seeing a lot more experiences which were not there before the advent of the cryptocurrencies. Last but not the least, automation and audit. Again, with the fiat currency, the biggest challenge is on this side. Even you do them on digital, still there is a drawback on this side. Now these are the reasons why the whole world is like at least applying now blockchain for different reasons, and in some cases cryptocurrencies for like remittance reasons, financial transaction reasons, etc. etc. So it's not that only the crypto community is using cryptocurrencies and blockchain. There is a wide adoption, long way to go, but it's going that way. There are cryptocurrencies having foundations, non-profit foundations, helping different parts of the world, governments, private sector, academia for research, right? We just have, by luck we can say, have one gentleman here from Ubuntu, right? So he's doing a wonderful cryptocurrency going to help a lot of Africans. It's a cryptocurrency, right? By all definitions. There are plenty other cryptocurrencies. Again, I'm not going to make a campaign for them, but you need to assess that part of cryptocurrency as well. People always have a fog around cryptocurrencies and they just see Bitcoin is, what is Bitcoin value today? There is a lot more to the cryptocurrency ecosystem than just the trading side. Lot happening for the welfare of the whole world through cryptocurrencies. But not all is goody-goody. There are some challenges. There are some reasons why cryptocurrency is having a bad media, a bad image. These are some of the highlighted ones. The first and the foremost is crypto community itself. I'm part of it, proud to be, but still we have our own issues. A tribal kind of a philosophical, purist views, like centralization should be banned or not. Again, I'm not going to say anything against or pro, but these are our issues. We are heavily tribed, heavily polarized. Most of us entered in the space accidentally. We were lawyers, we were educators, we were bankers, we were government officials. We were everything but not into the space of like economy or technology, most of us. But we fell into this world and we were not trained for that. And we are not bringing right image of this ecosystem. Most of us, I'm not against everyone, but most of us are not projecting this ecosystem in the right way. So first challenge to the cryptocurrency ecosystem is its community itself. The second one, of course, is lack of regulations. Again, I'm not pro or against, but if there is certain level of regulations, there will be definitely more clarity about it. What I'm trying to say today, if it is coming through the mainstream media, if it is coming through the mainstream governments, of course, things will be a lot more clearer about cryptocurrencies. Change resistance, a normal challenge to any change, especially the technological changes. It happens with every change. Fear of flight initially, fear of using microphones, right? Everything had its challenge. Every change had its resistance. Cryptocurrencies are going through the same thing, nothing new. So it will slowly but gradually it will dry down. Fourth one, lack of maturity in the technology itself. It is not a perfect technology. No, technology is perfect. So it has its own issues. Proof of work, proof of stake, stacking is good, stacking is not good. Proof of work has energy issues, no issues, etc., etc. There are some issues within the technology, so which will be remaining there. They're not going to go away completely. They can be minimized, but some of them will remain the same. Very importantly, it has its intrinsic drawbacks. Volatility, big thing. One day 60,000, the next day 30,000. We complain that fiat currencies are like the other wealth of the whole world is with 5%. 95% of the wealth of the world is with the 5%. What is happening with the crypto assets or cryptocurrencies? 2% are holding 98% of the crypto wealth. Again, I'm not going to say it's 100% true fact, but it is a myth. It is like a very much known fact, not fact again, saying in the crypto world. So these are some intrinsic issues which are creating volatility, which are creating other issues, and these will remain again bringing some challenges. Last but not the least, lack of awareness or incorrect information. That is probably the most biggest after the community point. People learning from articles, people learning from peers, they just make perception about cryptocurrencies and they don't dig in. Of course, it's a complex thing to learn. I totally understand that. You need both of business side and plus the technology side. At least the fundamentals you need to learn before you understand this whole concept. But still, they just make their mind based on opinions and they don't explore the facts. And that's why I'm trying today, and I will be requesting every one of you to take it forward that next time you make an opinion about any cryptocurrencies, of course in coming slides I'll let you know how you can assess the value of that. Is it the right one or is it a Ponzi scheme? Right, so this is again, as I said, it's a big challenge for this community. Now this section or this block of our blockchain discussion, I'll be speaking about how to assess, how you can make your mind about the value of any cryptocurrency. Just imagine, will you go for Tesla share or the combined share of GM, General Motors and Ford? I think 90% of us will go for Tesla because we are seeing it's the future, because we can assess its business model, scalability, technology going in that direction, its partnerships, its production increasing, its media hype, all that kind of a thing we will be assessing and we can finalize, okay, yes, we go for Tesla share, not for the General Motors or Ford one. Similarly, which mobile phone we will prefer? Again, not going against Oppo, but still, even the Oppo executives probably will go for Apple to hold in their hands. Right? So this is why I'm building up this thing, that there are business models, there are reasons for picking Tesla over other motors, share of Tesla over other motors, picking Apple over other mobile phones. So this is something we need to assess before we select or we make an opinion about any cryptocurrency. We need to see its utility, our business model. It is a fractionalized, if you want to trade it, it is a fractional ownership. It's a share in a very common perception. So you need to know what is that business which you are going to have a fractional ownership. You need to see what's the team behind, who is the team behind. You need to see if it is performing regulatory compliance or not. In some cases, if it is a completely decentralized, still decentralized has to have its own self-regulatory compliance. Whether it's in a DeFi or true sense or it's just like a made up. So I'm not saying national regulatory compliance is required or federal or centralized, no. DeFi requires its own self-regulations. Tokenomics, it's a combination of token and economics, so you need to see if there is a right economics behind that cryptocurrency. Supply, what is the total supply, allocation of that supply, right? So these are things you need to understand about it. Trends, what is the adoption curve? What are the new partnerships they are doing? Technological upgrades they are doing to that cryptocurrency technology. And news coming about that, not the memes by the way. And partnerships, what they are doing with the other strategic partners, ecosystem XYZ. Last but not least, the perceived value. And that's main trigger at the moment for the price fluctuations of cryptocurrencies, and that's why we are seeing a lot of volatility. People are forgetting about the top 5 and they are going for the 6th one, and they are based on one tweet from Elon Musk or from any other major influencer, they make their mind to short or long. So we need to see the other 5. Yes, gradually we are going there. People, there will be more such volatile kind of things we will see, and then we will eventually start seeing, okay, yes, we need to invest in the right coin, or we need to use the right coin for our technological reasons. Just to give you some examples, again, not to do any campaign of these cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin has 2 major values. There are many others, but major 2 ones are the exchange of value and store of value. You can send money or value through Bitcoin of $1 million or a few $1 million through Bitcoin. You can store it like you store value in commodities, in gold. You can use it as a digital gold. Then there are some cryptocurrencies which can be used for micropayments like Bitcoin SV. Then you can use some cryptocurrencies as the smart contract platforms or protocol layers, where you can run your decentralized applications on top of them, like your NFTs, like your DeFi applications, like your business application. The popular ones are EOS, and then Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, XYZ. Just today I was seeing this. There are cryptocurrencies like Climate Coin, which are basically driven to help the climate. So again, there is a value behind that. There is a business case behind that. There is a reason behind that. So you can support them if they are legit on this point. Something I'm doing a work on. It's mate cryptocurrency or token, you can call it. So we are trying to connect the conventional business with the crypto liquidity. Remember, a few months back, Elon Musk announced that they want to take payments in Bitcoins for Tesla. Okay, they took a U-turn, no problem with that, but after that announcement, it took around 3 weeks to 4 weeks for them to start receiving those payments for buying of the Tesla. What took them those 3 to 4 weeks? Because they were upgrading their processes behind, they were upgrading their technology behind to do invoicing and receive or pay in Bitcoins. All of us are doing some conventional business, are part of some conventional business, and we don't have this layer with us in our digitization, which is going to help us take or send cryptocurrencies. So we need that layer as soon as possible. This is one of the attempts for that. Only focusing on invoicing, but there are plenty of other business use cases of cryptocurrencies or tokens you can use in your conventional business. That's it from my side. I'm going to be.
Thank you very much. That was bravo. That was super interesting. All right. So, any questions? Yeah, there are questions there. Back there. Do they have a microphone? Otherwise, we take one. Or
Like I wish this was a panel.
hello. All right. So there's a question from back there.
Hi, first I want to commend you on an excellent presentation because until now I was scared to ask questions because I have to admit I walked into the room a bit of an agnost as an economist, an aspiring economist. I was feeling very attacked in bits here. But just sort of going to a point that you raised about regulation, even as an advocate of small government, sometimes you do want the government to be involved in certain transactions that if they happened, it would be bad for everyone else. So I just kind of want to know what the reality is in the crypto space around that. Like, just going back to a news article I remember reading, like someone in the UK got arrested for sending money to ISIS. That was able to happen because the government knew you were sending money to ISIS. Who knows in the crypto space if you're sending money to nefarious purposes?
Right, first of all, there is a conception that there are most of the cryptocurrencies enable anonymous transactions. They are basically pseudo-anonymous transactions. So you can still, with the help of big data and other like parameters, you can still assess the people behind, if not 100% correctly, but still you can reach out to that point. So it's pseudo-anonymous, it's not 100% anonymous. Yes, there are some privacy coins which enable the anonymous transactions. They have their own utility. Again, my whole objective is not to campaign or say against any point. Regulations, yes, they are partially required, but there is a reason why there is a community of cryptocurrency supporters who believe that there shouldn't be any regulations, because they are seeing the extreme of one side, but to be honest, now they want the extreme of the other side, which both are not going to work. So the world, to me, that's my personal opinion. I respect every opinion, the purest opinion, the centralized opinion. I respect both. I personally foresee the world with a hybrid approach. We can't go for 100% decentralization. We cannot go for such kind of a centralization where everything is like centralized. So I think the world is moving forward towards hybrid, at least till my life. I don't know, it's maybe after that it can go towards the decentralized part. So that's my opinion on that, but I respect both sides of the opinion.
Any other questions? There's another question right there and one here.
Thank you very much for the presentation. It was very interesting. I wanted to ask a question from the point of view of a trader. You mentioned about the evaluation of cryptocurrency. Basically, around 6 points. One of them was the utility. Is it how right is it to evaluate cryptocurrency, as much as you evaluate a single stock? For example, any company, you mentioned, like, for example, Tesla. Do we have to do the same kind of approach? Do we depend on performance, projects, things like that? Or is it this? How similar is it to stocks?
It is 100%, but 110%. Why I say additional 10%? Because you have to follow some tech. I mentioned about you have to follow if they are upgrading their technology, if they are signing new strategic partnerships, which generally you do with this Tesla and other conventional businesses as well. So there's a new layer to it, which is technology. So rest of the businesses could be simple bank, could be motor, like a share of any motor company, of any insurance company, of any other institution. You generally go and buy their shares based on some fundamentals, and those fundamentals are mostly which I highlighted there. Here you need to do an extra layer of tokenomics and the technology part. So yes, you have to be extra. So whenever people approach me and ask me that okay, which currency we need to chip in or buy in, do trading, I always suggest that they need to do a rigorous R&D first, trend analysis, and by the way, trend analysis in this space is very difficult to judge because it's a 10 years small history behind the trading and all that. So and even the business models are very young. Ethereum itself is 5-6 years old till now, maybe 2004, 7 years we can say. So this is not a life for a project to like assess its long-term scalability, long-term sustainability. But this is the world we are now in, and that's why there is a big volatility. That because of this not so much of a history behind it, and a newness for us about it. People are not seeing that and are trying to bother about those assessment matrices which I discussed. So that's why they just go for a trading based on the opinions, based on some people here suggesting them, and end up losing a lot of their wealth or like what.
Thank you, Muhammed. There is another question here. Just wait, there's one here first. Do we have a microphone? Yeah.
So you touched on the question I wanted to ask again. What do you think needs to happen for the value of it to stop being volatile?
Again, that will be keep on happening until people will be seeing it as a trading instrument. The day people will start adopting the utility behind that cryptocurrency, whether it is some, there was a project we had, I think, which is competing Uber, right? Unless you will see the real value it is going to bring, and you are going to only see the trading side, so you will not see whether it's been implemented in India or in any other part of the world. You will just go for a trading pumps and dumps and all that. So if that has been implemented, if that is really generating value to the life of the people, yes, that's the time when volatility factor will go down. People will invest. People will see that cryptocurrency as a business, as an institution, not just as a trading instrument.
I'd like to insist on what he said. I think it's the key of this part of the argument. The actual cryptos have been put in the market that have a real use for a real market, for a real industry, are the ones that will succeed and the ones that will have more stability. However, we still live in a world of market forces. And one should not forget, as I said before, that 50% of billionaires last year became crypto billionaires, right? So those people are new people and money. It's called a cat. And they will spend crazy amounts to get anything they want. Sometimes it's totally irrational. That's why I think that's one. But as you said, very, very well said, it's just that you have to find out what's the utility between the specific project, therefore the specific currency, and those are the ones probably you will follow the most. Except by Bitcoin, because as you all know, it's not used for anything, right? Like gold. It doesn't have the technology that the new coins have. But that is a different matter. It's purely a market situation. Anyway, there was another.
Just to add on this point, like currently those crypto tokens are in the hand of the investors. Once you start using that utility and using that business, paying them or using that service in that token, it will come to you, to the network, not in the hands of investors. So investors will pump, investors will dump, and this will remain the same until we take it from their pockets and circulate it into the adoption curve.
We have two more, just a second please. Two more questions. I ask you to keep them short because we have another speaker coming up. And so the gentleman here first, and then there's another question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anjum. It was really great, and you can definitely become a guide towards PhD in blockchain management. That's a new PhD is going to come in the world. Now the billion-dollar question is, why the world should move from fiat currency to digital currency? Just like we moved from film camera to digital camera. So this is the answer. The whole world this is the plan. The whole world is waiting for that. Why we should move from fiat currency to digital currency? The whole world want to know about it.
Like again, mentioned in one of the slides, there is an evolution to everything, and there is an evolution to money as well. And that evolution started from a barter to now to the Bitcoin. And in that space, there was a fiat currency being converted into slowly and gradually into digital currency. One person today, I can't recall, that person was just saying that he has not used fiat currency in the last 10 years. Always using, fiat currency in form of cash notes. He's using it in form of credit card payment transactions and debit card payment transactions, but not in form of cash notes. So cash notes I don't see a generation after my children will ever see. They will be part of the museum for sure. Now, fiat to cryptocurrencies, specifically, of course, the evolution happens only when there is an advancement. And there is a clear advancement in cryptocurrencies. The value behind those, that evolution or transitions are very clear. Trust is the biggest thing. Scarcity is another. Again, we will go into.
As per my view, paper currency is the most dangerous thing in the world, because how many people lost their lives through paper currency? If you want to move some currency from one ATM to another ATM, people have to go through, with the ATM, AK-47 and all. So this is the most dangerous thing in the world. Otherwise, the fiat currency, the digital currency is not dangerous. You can carry $1 billion in your mobile phone, nobody will kill you.
With all due respect, that's all irrelevant.
Thank you.
That's all irrelevant. There is a reason for this to happen, and it's very, very simple. For people like myself who've been in the markets for many, many years, or the people that are technical people in this environment, we know that the current fiat market is broken. We know it very clear, and we knew it from the moment we abandoned the gold standard and central banks began printing money. You cannot sustain a system where this morning, as I've been saying, Joe Biden just gets up and says, I'm printing $6 trillion. It doesn't work. We're going straight into a massive problem with that. Like the 2008, by the way, I'm assuming this was going to happen. That's the reason why we need another system that can take over. Now, I would agree with you, it's very young, it's still developing, there are many things that we don't know, but we are moving into that direction completely. Just the way we move into the internet. It's exactly the same thing. You're all too young here to remember, but I do remember that when internet came out in the market, people were saying it's not going to last a month. Do you remember those comments? You cannot buy airplane tickets via the internet. You will never be able to speak to someone via computer. Do you remember those comments? So that is the reason why we're moving into that new world. Now, what is it going to happen? How is it going to happen exactly? I don't have a crystal ball, but is it going to happen? For sure. I have no doubts that our children will be trading in cryptocurrencies all over the world. Which ones? I don't know. There are about 9,000, as Jorge was saying this morning. My view is that 99.9% of them will disappear. That's my view. But that we're going to be trading in cryptocurrencies in the future is no doubt. And that younger people are moving their money from dollars or euros into cryptos, that is happening. That's a fact.